Assalamu alaikum, bonjour, hi everybody. How you doing, guys? How you doing? Thank you. So, hello dear friends and dear comrades. Allow me first of all to convey to you the militant and fraternal greetings of the members of my trade union organization, the National Confederation of Workers in Senegal, CNTS, the one from its Secretary Generally, Modi Giro, who is at the same time chairperson of ITUC Africa, International Trade Union Confederation Africa Department. ITUC Africa, we found around more than 100 trade unions all over Africa continent. I would like then express to you my pride and honor in taking part in this activity of IMRS, an appropriate framework for reflection and action for the just causes of migrants and refugees. IMR is a privileged moment to pay tribute to these millions of migrants, refugees who defy all the difficulties of the world after having abandoned their countries in spite of themselves in the hope of a better life. Let us remember that IMR is held at the same time as the DFMD, space of sharing to impulse the neoliberal policies for a migration of manpower always cheaper to the detriment of the respect of the dignity of the migrants. This DFMD 10 will not depart from this orientation. But what is our overall view on this migration issue? For us, migration is a major feature of our time. First, what common language calls quotation, migratory crisis. Migratory crisis in Europe must be analyzed from the perspective of the current and deep context of the global economic crisis. Two, however, this migratory crisis, even if we accept this term, has been there for a long time, striking different continents and countries. They start talking about crisis of migration when they start to live this kind of crisis here in Europe. It has in fact become worldwide, owing to an overwhelming media coverage when Europe has also begun to experience problems with the arrival on its soil of migrants and refugees arising from wars and conflict in Libya, Syria, and Iraq. 4. The problem of migration is mainly perceived in its manifestation, particularly the most painful to see, such images of these deaths of men, women, young people, children who perish at sea, or in the migration roads of these survivors living with hunger, disease, and inhuman treatment, racism and sequestration, and other forms of abuse and violence. 5. However, these images, behind the visualization of suffering, must be perceived for what they reflect in substance. That is to say, the barbarism of a world marked by inequalities, poverty, lack of democracy and good governance, domination, exploitation, unemployment, and wars. In other words, this migratory crisis quotation is a concentrated expression of this crisis of the neoliberal capitalist system, of which, unfortunately, the popular classes and strata, the workers, are being severely affected. This is why, increasingly, the international community recognizes that the issue of migration challenges the foundation of this world as it is currently structured. This question is certainly transversal and complex. It focuses on the question of development, articulate in a critical reflection on our society, in the political, economical, legal, social, cultural, and environmental aspects. 7, as a trade union organization, we believe that migration has a human rights and a labor dimension, two important aspects of the objective of the trade union movement of progress. In other words, the situation of migrant workers, migrant in general and refugees cannot leave indifferent the trade union in their mission to defend workers' rights, fight for the promotion of decent work, justice, equality, and human rights. They have an obligation to take charge of the defense of migrants. On a substance basis, reflection and action on the issue of migration must be part of the strategic priorities for action. Finally, we must do this with all the forces of progress, individual concern with the defense of human dignity, working for systematic opposition to all these policies which deny the basic right to go and to come, spirit and letter of the Universal Declaration on Human Rights, but also the right to decent work, to deny the right to life simply. Unite, we will win. Thank you very much.